Well, there we go. Job done. Let's move on. No, we got to talk about this a little bit. But Raptors do win. 108-93 against the Atlanta Hawks in a very hostile environment. Jam-packed arena there in Atlanta. Their crowd rowdy and raring to go in the Phillips Arena. And who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? You could hear a pin drop in the place, and that could have been a little bit of a trap for the Raptors. We're so used to playing in these loud arenas, especially the Air Canada Centre. You go to a place and it could dull you. But instead, right from the get-go, the Raptors staple this game down. You're up 12 after the first quarter. I mean, you're up 18 at the half. You're up 20 after 3 quarters. And I mean, at one point in the fourth, you get up by 30. Yeah, you slow down a bit and it ends up being 15 points. But, I mean, the game was already was not in question whatsoever at that point. The Raptors lead the entire way. They don't, the Hawks did not lead once. The defense was great. You only gave up 93 points. JV was huge on the inside. I mean, job well done. Offensively, if we play like that, are we going to win a lot in the playoffs? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see how you play defensively against good teams. However, you do score 108. You get 25 assists, that magic 20 number. There you go. It's there. You shoot 44% from the field, 39% from 3. Now, we look at the offensive rebounds. Now, we talked about in the last video about that being a huge thing this team has to clean up. Now, against teams like Atlanta, yes, if they do get second chance efforts, they're not going to get a lot of them. They don't really. That's fine. But it's against the good teams that you got to shut that down. Offensive boards were 12-12 in this game. 12 offensive boards for the Hawks is still too many in my eyes. But again, you got the job done. You out-rebounded them by 5. You got more assists by 6. The blocks were +3, steals +2. The number I want to clean up, and I think you guys can agree with it, the turnovers, 17 turnovers for the Raptors, not what we're used to seeing. However, your defense was that good. The turnovers did not hurt you as much, right? And that's just that. So let's break down some certain guys, and you know what? This was kind of a coming out party for some of the players. Kyle Lowry, first off. Congratulations to Kyle Lowry for being named a Eastern Conference reserve for the All-Star game. 4-time All-Star Kyle Lowry. Didn't have a big night in this one. However, as of late, he's been huge. Congratulations, Kyle. Well-deserved, grind-it-out type of player. And there you go. Now, him and DeMar DeRozan didn't have big nights. We talk about our All-Stars being our All-Stars. Well, they only combined, what was this, 23 points? Yeah, 23 points combined. And Kyle shot 30%, DeMar 33%, and you look at that and you're like, well, how did this team win? That's what you call a team. Serge Ibaka, 12 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3. That is fantastic to see from Serge. We've seen lately, his 3-point shot has just not fallen for him. So what do you see early on in this game? Fake 3, drive, get a couple buckets, go outside, shoot a 3, knock it down. Your confidence is there. 2 of 4 from 3, 4 of 9 from the field. Good to see Serge Ibaka knock down some shots. Speaking of knocking down threes, OG Anunoby has been really struggling from 3. 15%, I think it is, as of late from 3-point range. Not good at all. Ends up with 10 points in this game, 4 of 5 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3. And a +8 on the floor. Serge Ibaka +17 when he is on the floor. And the big man in the middle, Mr. Lithuania himself, Jonas Valanciunas, 24 minutes, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks. Nice blocks by Jonas Valanciunas. 7 of 14 shooting, 2 of 3 from the line. Hey, and a double-double, I'm not complaining when it comes to JV. You look at the bench. Okay, the starters did their job. Plus, actually, before I mention the bench, JV, +19 when he was on the floor. I understand you're playing the Atlanta Hawks, but JV was fantastic today. You look at Siakam had 6 points, Pirtle 6 points, DeLon Wright 7. Freddie VanVleet, baby! Your key off the bench, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and get this, little wee man Fred VanVleet, 3 blocks! Unbelievable game for Fred VanVleet, 6 of 9 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, plus 13 on the floor. Unbelievable job by him. And you see, when he is not in the lineup, this team really struggles offensively off the bench. And you saw it today. He's in the lineup. You saw late in the game especially. He has a wide open 3 look. Drive, kick it to CJ. Bang, knocked down to 3. CJ Miles, 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting. And was 2 of 4 from 3. So, you know what? The team overall played all right offensively, but defensively, they did an unbelievable job. Help defense, switches. They did a fantastic job. And they guarded the three-point game fantastic. Yes, they were 33%. They made 7 of 21. However, at one point, they were 1 of 16. The Raptors did a great job. Plus, you're playing the Atlanta Hawks, so, they're going to miss a lot of shots. But you got to play good defense as well. They did that. And also a very funny play that I got to talk about here. It was hilarious. I love referees in this. Well, I don't love the referees in this game. However, Kyle Lowry gets slapped in the face by Dennis Schroeder. And literally comes down, slaps his face, and then gets his arm. And referees review it once. They talk it over. They look at it again. Oh, it's a common foul. I don't know what you're looking at, guys. But it was a clear, hard hit. Not going for the ball. Hit Kyle in the face. Referees just make me laugh when they're like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings." Common foul, common foul. Go, well, that'll be that. It's funny, it's hilarious. But I'm not complaining because the Raptors got the win anyways. Doesn't matter. Now, if we're looking at the standings right now, I know it's a little early. I understand we're over halfway through the season, but the Raptors right now are 1 game behind the Celtics. They play later tonight, 10:30 against the Clippers. They lose tonight. First off, they've lost 5 straight. Second of all, we're only half a game out of first place. Now, first place, it means something, but it's really the playoffs that matters. But since we're that close, let's go for it. Why not? You know what I mean? This team has been playing, the thing I love about this Raptor team, they have not had any extended losing streaks in a very long time, since the beginning of the season. We've seen them lose 2 in a row, but then they come back with 3 or 4. You saw them lose their last game against the Timberwolves, back in today against Atlanta. Yes, a team you should beat, but you get the job done. You get back in the win column. Great job. The next up for this Raptor team, though, is Friday night against Utah at the Air Canada Center. We're back home, 7:30 tip-off there. Look, another team that you should beat. They won today against Detroit. However, they're 20-28. Now, they are better than Atlanta. And Donovan Mitchell has been the freak of nature when it comes to rookies this season. But this is a game you got to win. You're on your home court. You're facing a 8-game under 500 team. I think it's 8 games under or something like that. Yeah, 8 games under 20-28. You're 32-14. I don't think there's any question about it. The Raptors should get that win. And you do that, you're 33-14 right now. Through this amount of games, this is the best Raptor season record-wise in the history of the Toronto Raptors, and we see it. The team's playing fantastic basketball. We got to keep going and head into the playoffs feeling good. Don't go into the playoffs having lost 3 or 4 in a row. You got to close out the season right and feel good. Who knows what's going to happen at the deadline? I can see this team staying packed and see what happens during the playoffs. If they do make a move, it won't be a gigantic move, but we're just going to have to wait and see, take it game by game. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys enjoyed this game, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game. Who's your player of the game? Would you give it JV, 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks as well, 3 assists, all that great jazz? Or would you give it to Freddie VanVleet? 19.7 boards, 5 assists, 3 blocks himself on fantastic percentage shooting-wise. I don't know. I love what JV did today, but Freddie VanVleet was on fire. Every time he shot the ball, it felt like it was money, and it was. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who was your player of the game? What did the Raptors do good in this game? What did they do not so great in this game? What can they improve on moving forward? And what are your expectations? Utah Jazz at the Air Canada Center. 7:30 tip-off on Friday night. All right? So, we'll talk to you guys very shortly. Leafs edition. They're in the second intermission, probably getting underway shortly. In Chicago, taking on the Blackhawks. It's a 1-1 game right now. And we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition like we said. Friday night, back at the Air Canada Centre, in our home building. It will be jam-packed. Not like today's game. 7:30 tip-off on Friday night. Utah Jazz taking on the Raptors. We'll look for 2 straight wins, and who knows what that'll mean in the standings. But don't worry about that right now. Focus on our Raptor game Friday night. Talk to you guys then.